I didn't want to go to college. For me, I hate school.
The true education is not merely learned through a textbook.
Every single day kids go to school, they become less intelligent.
Have you ever sat in school staring at the blackboard wondering, who even invented this? Was it a genius or a madman? How did we end up with 6 years in grade school, 4 years in high school, and then college? Let's dive deep into the untold story of school, starting thousands of years ago. Long before chalkboards, uniforms, or recess bells, there were temples, scribes, and stone tablets. The very first schools weren't designed for kids to learn math or science. In fact, they were elite training centers for priests, nobles, and scribes. The earliest recorded school in human history was in Sumer, Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, around 2000 BCE. These ancient schools were called adubas, or house of tablets. Why? Because students were literally taught to write on clay tablets using cuneiform, one of the world's oldest writing systems. Imagine going to school and being taught on clay tablets. As civilizations grew, so did education. In ancient Egypt, schooling trained boys for government and religious roles. Meanwhile, in ancient India, children studied under trees with their gurus in places called gurukuls. But it was the Greeks who took learning to the next level. Think Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Around 387 BCE, Plato founded the Academy in Athens, the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Philosophy, logic, and politics were the core of education, not just writing and arithmetic. But who do we credit or blame for the school system we know today? That honor goes to Horace Mann, an American education reformer in the 1800s. He fought for free, non-religious public education for all children. He believed education was the great equalizer of society. Thanks to him, schools became organized by age, with trained teachers, classrooms, and curriculums. Mann's vision helped shape the modern school system in America and inspired education reforms around the globe. But what about the 6-year grade school system? Where did that idea come from? We owe that to Prussia, modern-day Germany, in the 18th and 19th centuries. Prussia was the first country to implement a national structured school system with elementary, secondary, and college education all connected. It was also the first to enforce compulsory education. Yes, you were legally required to go to school. Their model, 6 years of basic schooling followed by secondary and university, was so effective that it was copied by countries like France, the UK, Japan, and eventually the United States, which adopted the 6-3-3 system. 6 years elementary, 3 years junior high, 3 years high school. Now here's the mind-blowing part. Who added the subjects we learn today? Each one came from a different part of the world, for a different reason. Mathematics, popularized in schools by India and the Islamic caliphates, and later formalized in France. Algebra comes from the Arabic word al-jabr, and calculus was developed in England by Newton. Science, fueled by the scientific revolution in Europe, especially in England and Italy. Schools began teaching biology, chemistry, and physics to fuel technological progress. History, widely introduced in France and Germany to promote nationalism and civic identity, students were taught about their country's heroes, wars, and origins. Literature and reading, pushed by England and America to improve literacy for industrial work and to expand the reach of printed books. Physical education, PE, introduced by Germany and Sweden, not for health, but for military preparation. Later, it was adapted by the US for general fitness. Geography, spread by colonial powers like Britain and Spain to help people understand and conquer the world. Music and arts, introduced in schools in France and Italy, especially in elite and classical institutions. Even the ringing school bell came from factory systems in Industrial Revolution-era England, training kids to follow shifts and schedules like obedient factory workers. But now let's talk about college, the real crown jewel of modern education. Many people think college started in Europe, but in reality, the oldest existing university in the world was founded in Africa by a woman. It's called the University of Al-Qarawiyyin, located in Fez, Morocco, and founded in the year 859 AD by a visionary woman named Fatima al-Fihri. She used her inheritance to create a center of knowledge that welcomed scholars from across the Islamic world and beyond. This university offered degrees in law, astronomy, mathematics, grammar, medicine, and theology, centuries before Oxford or Harvard even existed. Then came Al-Azhar University in Cairo, Egypt, founded in 970 AD, still running today, and considered one of the first major institutions to formalize academic degrees and peer-reviewed studies. These schools were based on guild-like systems where teachers were masters and students were apprentices. These European colleges pioneered the bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree system and shaped the format of lecture halls, professors, exams, and graduation ceremonies we still use today. Today, college exists in almost every country, but its DNA traces back to Africa, the Middle East, and Europe, blending Islamic innovation, Greek philosophy, Christian theology, and Renaissance science into one global tradition. So next time you sit in a classroom or remember your school days, know this: school wasn't invented by one genius. It's the result of 5,000 years of evolution, shaped by empires, thinkers, conquerors, and revolutions. And it's still changing right now. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like and share Aster Polo TV for more mind-blowing facts and untold histories.